you the real, but it's like you can't take the real of me. Don't bring them bad vibes, don't need you killing my energy. Can't fuck with you if you a fuck nigga, ain't feeling me.
It's from all men. That's why I want us to really dive deep into that. And then you're speaking of a community saying they only want thugs. I think education plays a major role in that, because if you're an educated woman, I'm an educated black woman from the trenches. Have you all heard that term?
We wouldn't be talking to you then.
No.
You wouldn't be the archetype. But there is a large majority of black women.
Like, where are the studies coming from?
Where are the studies coming from? The numbers. The CDC, WHO.
Like specific local, city, state?
Nationally. Okay. Nationally.
Can I just say something? I think we also need to look at what you said earlier, our environment. Why are we being quote unquote hostile? Why do we have these masculine features? It's because we're put into these situations where we have to be a certain way or evoke certain characteristics. And although like certain things are portrayed online heavily, you know, like, oh, black women want to be like Sexy Red, black women want to be sexualized. So kind of something that we should all look at is taking assumptions out of the window, because there are a lot of assumptions being brought up. So like, who are you talking to right now? You're not talking to a heavy representation. Obviously, you're speaking with people who are heavily educated right now. So kind of consider that and notice that, you know, you're not always gonna find a black woman that is ghetto. You could also find a very smart black woman. You know, you're not always gonna find a smart white girl. You could find a very ghetto white girl. And stereotypes are very important in conversations like this because we need to throw them out the window.
Black men are intimidated by successful black women.
It's good that you're being real with yourself, though. That's important.
Wait. Okay. I will say, like, sometimes, I'm not gonna say all black men are, but I know I've heard from plenty of my friends and plenty of older women that I know who are kind of successful, and they're like, yeah, it's really hard to date because men will be like, oh, you make more money than me or something.
You guys like to say that we shouldn't compare, as women, we shouldn't compare ourselves to men because we'll never be the same as you guys. But you guys do that with us. Compare yourselves to us. Like, I don't make as much as her, or I don't have all the degrees that she has.
I don't know if it's the same kind of comparison we're talking about, right? So I think a lot of the time when people are saying women shouldn't compare themselves to men, is women shouldn't try to be men versus men comparing themselves to women. It's more like, am I fulfilling that traditional masculine role that's kind of expected? Now, we can have the conversation as to whether or not that's still apt for our time or not, whether that's still relevant. I would say it is, just because it seems like people seem to appreciate, at least from my perspective, women seem to appreciate men who make more than them still. Intimidation
is a form of insecurity. So that stems from lack of communication and not dating someone on your level. Not you specifically, but you know, if the person isn't dating someone on their level, there needs to be that communication, because obviously that person is with you for other reasons.
I don't want to make the broad statement that it's all black men, because it's not. It's specifically black men that for whatever reason in their own life, they're not happy with where they are at. They have some sort of insecurity. Maybe it's career insecurity, financial insecurity. So if they're with that archetypal strong black woman, in my experience, instead of being like, oh, like, that's awesome, you have a degree in this, you got this job, you did this. They're like, okay, big mama, you got money? You got money, big mama? I'm like, what the hell? Or like, I've even had experiences where they were like basically slut shaming me, talking down to me because I got a better job, or I lost weight and people started noticing that, so now I was a whore. But in my experience, if I've been with a black man who, he is successful, he has a job that he likes, he's pursuing his hobbies, he has X, Y, and Z, comments like that are never made, because he's not
supporting you.
Yeah, he's not internalizing your success as his failure.
Yeah.
Met that across all men. They just feel intimidated when you are successful. And in my experience too, I do tend to be more of a dominant black woman, and I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, and that's totally okay, but it does scare some men.
Does it make you feel like you shouldn't lead with, because I used to be the type of person, I would lead with like all my accomplishments or my businesses. I would lead with that thinking that, oh, he might like me even more because this is what I do, or, you know? So now it's just like, I don't like to share anything when I'm dating. Like, I don't do anything, I just sit at home.
What I've had to learn is, because I used to diminish myself a lot.
Yeah.
When at the end of the day, I want something that's real. I want
Yeah.
someone who's gonna love me for me and all that encompasses that. So I'm gonna be unapologetically 100% me. I'm loud, I talk my shit, I speak my mind, and if you don't like that, then you're not for me.
But I think that this.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that, only because relationships require compromise. So some people have this idea that the person that's for you is just the person that's gonna accept all your bullshit that comes with you. And in reality, that's not the case. You can have somebody that's for you, that's good for you, that's actually for you, but you might have to work on yourself to be with that person, or you will lose that person. Time and time again, you will see people that grow old that always talk about that one that got away. They never got over that person. And they will admit sometimes that was my person, but I fucked up. So it's not always, well, if my person will accept all my bullshit and all the, all the stress and all the drama that come with me. No, it's not that. Sometimes you just have to heal and work on yourself, or you might just lose the person you actually supposed to be with.
Specific prompt goes back to the original prompt. Men who prefer to date women outside of their race, I believe that it's not really a race thing, it's a class thing. And I honestly believe that if I'm a black woman and you already view me as a stereotypical black woman, loud, disrespectful, I don't respect black men, if you view me as that way, on top of me being successful. See, I don't have to be more successful than you. Sometimes men, specifically black men, believe that you don't need to have so much confidence in yourself. I feel like you are competing with me.
Yes.
My success does not revolve around your success. We should want to be successful together, which leads back to that specific detail about creating a healthy relationship, a healthy black successful relationship. And I believe that black men view women who are very confident. I'm very confident in myself. I don't disrespect you. I respect you so much, but I respect myself more.
Okay, so that's a very important part that she just said. We don't care about your confidence. We don't mind you having confidence. We don't mind you being successful. That's a misconception. What she just said is what we really touch on. It's like, at the end of the day, are you going to show me respect? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be feminine? You can be successful all day. Do your thing. And like you said, we can bring it together as a family unit. But is that respect going to be on that same end? Because what a lot of black men will say is, y'all not giving us the respect when y'all have these certain positions, because y'all have a certain masculinity to you when you have that type of hustle in you. Now, if you still feminine, you still a woman, and you still respect your man, do your thing.
And I think that men have a hard time toting that line of keeping my masculinity and upraising your femininity.
I think there's definitely some validity in that. I think however people decide to arrange like their marriage and their relationships, I think it's totally up to them. Like whatever roles you choose, that's up to you. If that works, if it's healthy, you should do that. I wanted to unpack the on your level thing that you said. So what does that mean, on your level?
Whether that's financially, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, anything, or all of the above. Someone who you feel you resonate well with, no insecurities. I feel like, I don't know, did that answer your question?
Yeah, I guess for the purpose of this conversation, I want y'all's opinions on this. Do you think black women generally would date or marry a man who wasn't financially or had no prospects of being financially, socioeconomically on their level?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
See it every day.
Literally.
Every single day.
I wonder why the perception isn't that then. Like I wonder where that comes from then. Like the majority, and I'm sure maybe someone will agree with me when they walk over here, because necessarily you're not going, I mean, black women are most educated right now. Like necessarily you are not going to probably find a black man who is on your level. Like it's just, the numbers are not there. So a lot of black men might feel like, okay, you might just be settling because we're here now, but would you be dating me if it weren't somebody else.
You know, I think that's actually really interesting that you mentioned that, because it's something that is socially imposed, and I think a lot of men, not just black men, but men in general, seek social validation from their peers. And so when other men look at each other, they're like, okay, well, what are you doing for work? Are you making more money than me? You know, obviously they're more competitive with each other, and then obviously that brings competitiveness within the relationship, which is something that shouldn't be the case, but it is in a lot of situations.
The only reason I disagreed with the prompt is just because I agree with everything you guys are saying, but personally, because my mum, who's black, she was always very successful, so I've never felt intimidated by success. But I agree with what you were saying, that I think that in my experience, if you aren't perceived to be on the financial level of a woman, then she'll just look past you straight away. I'm a musician, so we know that we're not going to be financially successful until it hits. So I'm always more see my potential. But I think there are a lot of people who don't acknowledge potential. They're just you need money now, and that's all I'm going for.
That's me. I don't see potential.
I I'm 26.
Appreciate the honesty.
There's so much potential that honestly, when I first see you and you are not economically secure, I'm not looking at you. I don't have intentions on being the breadwinner. But being a breadwinner and being successful are two different things to me.
Can we have the disagree step forward? We'd love to hear
Welcome.
from
Yeah,
the
so I
disagreeers
strongly
first.
disagree. No man is intimidated by any woman because of her credentials. That's not the case. It's usually the character and traits that come with that. They usually have extremely high egos, and you can't tell them anything. And they usually come off extremely masculine, like what you said.
Yeah, see, I knew that's where they was gonna go with that. You know, extremely disagreeable. You know, don't want to compromise on a lot of things. It's their way or the highway, and that's just not how you have a healthy relationship.
Said you can be masculine, and it might be too much for men. It's an attraction thing. Men are not attracted to masculine traits in women. That's what it is.
I don't think that's necessarily true, because someone who, for example, I've known men who were intimidated and jealous because I had a college degree and they did not. It's not just the trait that came with that. It was, I have a diploma, they did not. It's not just my quote unquote masculine traits that was a turnoff.
I would say that might be unique to him, but generally, it's the traits that come with it.
Exactly. Generally, I mean, maybe she met one guy that actually said that, but I've never in my lifetime, from any social group I was in, from any race of men, heard a man say, damn, my girl got a diploma. I'm so jealous. Damn, my girl got a college degree. I don't want to be with her. Forget that she's gorgeous. Forget that I love her. That college degree is just really getting to me. I've never heard that shit a day in my life from any social group, from any race of men, not even online. I've never heard it. I'm not saying it don't exist. Maybe it did happen. Maybe she found one weird dude that was just harping on that. But that's virtually non-existent. That's not the reason. It's the traits. It's the traits.
It's not the degree. It's the traits. This idea of dating down and dating on your level stems from women. When men have money, they don't view it as dating down when they're with their women. You guys say that, not men. If a man has money and he's taking care of a woman, there's no point that he thinks he's dating down. He's just taking care of his woman.
I think it's dangerous for a woman to date down because we see it all the time. Men.
You guys all said that you would, though. You guys all said that you would date someone that made less than you, and then you said that you didn't.
I didn't respond because
I never.
I thought they said it, and then they all switched.
We didn't see potential. I don't see potential.
Not guaranteed.
Yeah, I appreciate economic security. That's all I want. If you are secure as a man,
What if you're in a field where you're still studying, or it's something that you know that the payoff isn't immediate?
I wouldn't view that as potential, though. I mean, okay, you can, but honestly, if someone says, I'm going to school for psychology, when you graduate, if you want to become a psychologist, I know that you have to go and get a master's degree. 9 times out of 10, you have to go and get a doctorate degree to become a big breadwinner, okay? I know that eventually you're leaving from that field of study and you are in the works of going and becoming economically secure. See, that's not potential to me. You are a musician, yes? Yeah. And so you make money.
Yeah.
If you take on one extra person and they lose their job, do you think that you'll be able to carry you all's household?
Soon.
Okay, so myself listening to you, as I stated, if I talk to you as a friend, because that's how dating starts, I'm listening to you, and if you have enough charisma, I'll look at you and I'll say, okay, this is a man who I think will eventually become economically secure for us. See, I want to date someone who is economically secure for himself first. So that's what I'm thinking about potential.
I'll be honest, I don't believe any of this.
You don't believe any of this?
I think it just comes straight to just superficial stuff.
Superficial?
I mean, we live in a superficial society. Women only want the men with money.
Yeah, as they should.
Well, thank you.
And I agree with him. I'm gonna say it's definitely superficial, and I say that because if you look at the rest of the world, most of the world isn't wealthy and rich. They're either middle class or poor. But if you look at the family structure of the poor families of the world, they have women that respect the men still, even though the man isn't the richest, he's not the wealthiest. His family loves him. He takes care of the family. The wife respect them, the kids respect them, and they're not going around diminishing the role of their man just because he's not rich or wealthy. That's more of an American thing or like a first world thing. But if you look at the majority of the world, and the funny part about that is, I would say those cultures in the other world, they have the least amount of divorces. They're actually happier. They might not have as much fortune as us, as much generational wealth or just wealth in general, but they're actually happier if you really look at it. Yet they have less when it comes to finances. So what he's saying is correct. It's all superficial. Y'all not worried about the actual things that matter the most. If y'all just chasing money, y'all gonna be stuck in the same circle and loop. And that's why all y'all on this panel right now, y'all probably don't have a legitimate relationship right now, because clearly your formula is not working.
But let's
just cut the BS. It's about money.
Yeah, it is. That should be the number one thing when you're dating. That should be the first thing that you.
Materialism should be the number one thing.
It's not just materialism. It's that as a woman, we need to know.
It's not just about money, but I do agree
it's not. There's just a lot of BS.
Money should be the number one thing one of the top things that a woman should look at when she's dating.
It is the main topic.
It is. It should be.
Are you saying one of or the most important?
The most important, yes.
I partially disagree because I think there are, kind of like we mentioned earlier, there are preferences. If you find someone that is interested in a certain characteristic that you have, perfect, great for you. And so we have these assumptions that, all women are superficial. That is not the case. Absolutely.
Majority.
Okay, that is.
I don't think that's what the numbers
maybe
are.
I don't care about words. I care about actions. The actions say that women are superficial.
Maybe what you encountered, that may possibly be the case.
I think there will be a lot of men.
However, can you let me finish?
Yes.
Okay. Historically, if we look at the role of a man and we look at the role of a woman, that is what is proposed societally to us. And maybe it comes down to security. That is a very, very important thing within a relationship, within a community, within a society. Security is important. At the end of the day, you need money to put food on the table. Right. Whether you're by yourself, whether you're in a relationship, whether you have kids, right? Is that a concern?
My thing is, if you're dating someone strictly for money, I don't want to hear you getting angry about him sleeping around or him doing whatever.
The men with no money do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a species topic we're talking about.
The men with no money have less options to do that.
And more time.
My point, what I'm saying
but
is
do the men with no money really have the option to sleep around with a lot of women?
Yes.
Yes. We see it all the time.
Because it's a lot of women who have less money than the no money. And if you are a man who has no money, but you're with a woman who has money, you have money. Because that's how women are.
That also goes back into validation with you.
That is not how women are. What the hell is they talking about? Women don't give their money willingly like men do. Even women with money want a man with more money. And even if that's the case, they still, it's their money is their money, and the man's money is the family money. I don't know what she talking about.
Guy's saying that's a bad man if he doesn't have X, Y, Z. Then you also need to look at why does a man need to be emasculated for not being where he wants to be.
And if you're a wealthy man and you want other women, get into a polygamous relationship. You do not have to cheat.
Well, it's kind of like common sense in modern times that men at the top 10% that most women want are generally like that and have options. And they're not going to settle for just one woman.
So why portray as if you want one woman?
I don't think they
portray.
do.
Who said they portray as they want one woman?
It's not a secret.
Most men go to that level just so they can get the amount of women.
I mean, it's a complete double standard, but I think it is the reality that I think men want the idea of this woman is only having sex with me because men.
Territorial.
Yeah,
Dominant.
exactly. Yeah, again, this is a double standard, not excusing this, but you know, the amount of men who are obsessed with a woman being a virgin, but also wanting them to be this like sexual dominatrix as well, complete idiocy. But yeah, I think unfortunately, men would rather know that their women are only sleeping with them, but then they are happy to give it out wherever.
I disagree. I think men just want, obviously they want their women to only be sexual with them, not with other men. And I don't think that's stupid or idiotic in any way.
Well, I just think it's a double standard because if we expect ourselves to be able to put it out anywhere, then I think it would be fair.
There's a
It
reason
depends
why.
the person, depends the kind of guy you're talking about.
There's a reason why
Same
women
about
can
women.
get pregnant by one man every 9 months, but a man can get multiple women pregnant.
Oh,
all
of
at
course,
once.
yeah. Evolution-wise, yeah, we want to throw it everywhere we can, but I think for modern relationships, that doesn't necessarily work.
I just wonder, do most women want to sleep with multiple people the way most men want to sleep with multiple people? I think
Yeah, context matters. Context matters because if you ask most women ain't trying to be porn stars or hoes. We have that. We have hoes in the world. We have porn stars, et cetera, et cetera. But the majority of women don't want to do that. It's not in them. They actually do not want to get smashed by a whole bunch of men. But the majority, not all, but the majority of men, they actually desire that. They like it. They're okay with that. So there is a difference. There is a difference. So context matters. I'm glad he asked that question.
do they want the same thing?
Why do
I
you
would say
feel
yes.
the need to want?
They do it.
I just think that men, a lot of guys intrinsically, when they have more options, they want to exercise them versus I think a lot of women, a lot of time, when they're committed to one person, would rather just be with that one person.
OnlyFans and hookup culture have ruined modern dating.
I would say that it has really completely destroyed dating, relationships. It's really sad, but it has definitely watered down a lot of things too. I'm seeing that, women are they're waiting to turn 18 and then hopping on OnlyFans, that's really just a reflection of how the culture is. I think it shows a really bad reflection on how the culture is, and it's
Yeah, really bad reflection, and it also shows how lazy women are nowadays. When you got the mass amount of teenage girls fresh out of high school that's just like, nah, fuck a job, I'm just gonna show my coochie online. I don't want to go to college. Or maybe they do go to college, but if you still pursue that route of whether it's actual prostitution or online prostitution, because that's what it is. You sexual acts for money, whether it's physical or virtual, it's prostitution. So for you to just jump straight to that, fresh off the boat, fresh out of high school, you still young, laziness, and just a horrible, destructive society.
It's really sad in my personal opinion. I think it's disgusting.
My last long-term relationship, which is also why I've been single as long as I have been, he was subscribing to OnlyFans girls. Because porn's one thing. It's like, I see it as, it's a scenario-based, it's general. You're not looking up a specific girl versus you're following a specific girl while you're in a relationship as well. Paying for it, logging into her live cams, like this, it's like, that's a whole thing. And it's not counted as cheating in a lot of men's eyes because you're not physically touching anybody. but you might as well be. It's a fantasy. Unfortunately, one of the first things I do when I go on a first date, I am gonna look at who you're following, because on Instagram, it's public. If I see a guy is following all these like big booty Latina, ass, we got a problem, shut it down.
You're not supposed to have this much access to these sexual, women in general. In a relationship, it's really hard when you have so much access, easy access to link and meet up with the people who do OnlyFans, who are on Instagram showing ass. And I do want to kind of side with men on this. I don't have a problem with men liking other women's pictures and following women on Instagram solely. I'm in a relationship. Finding that common ground is important, but I just feel like, no, I'm not going to make you unfollow all these women from social media, because you have to be strong whether you see them in person or you see them on the streets.
Do you guys think you could date someone who has, for you guys as well, do you think you could date someone who has OnlyFans and like is successful?
No.
What do they do?
Depends.
Hell no. Unless it's an OnlyFans that has nothing to do with sex, hell no.
I don't know. Okay, let's start off with they just post pictures. They don't have sex with anyone.
What kind of
No.
pictures?
Naked pictures.
No.
What about feet pictures?
Okay, feet pictures. That's cool.
If you're posting some foot pictures, whatever, man, go get it.
Because we're talking about OnlyFans from the subscriber perspective.
Again, hell no. Feet pictures, provocative, naked, anything sexual, no. If you do that, I'm telling you, bro, you set yourself up for failure. That's the gateway. It's the gateway. Because then those same guys, they're going to want a little more. Somebody going to hit that inbox with a good number and say, hey, I want to see your feet and I want to see that kitty cat with the feet. That number big enough, she going to consider it. It's a gateway. Don't do it.
I always wonder, what if you met someone who you're like, she's really cool, great personality, very attractive, but her job is OnlyFans.
You'd be setting yourself up for failure.
Thank you.
Why do you think so?
Look at her character. You don't think she's gonna not cheat on you?
I don't know.
I don't think
$1 million
being-
subscriber.
I don't
calls
think-
in.
It's a major red
I
flag.
got you a Rolls Royce.
Major red flag.
See what I'm saying? What did I just say? When that money come and that bread come, a lot of times you might have somebody who start off with morals, but really no, they don't have morals, because morals don't know money. Morals know no amount of money. Morals know no amount of attraction. When you have morals, you stand by them. So I'm gonna take that back. But a lot of times they might get in it thinking that they just going to innocently do one thing, like sell feet pics. Oh, I'm just going to sell feet pics. I'm not going to do news or this and that. But then, like they say, when that big baller hit that DM and that check look crazy, that offer looks crazy, they might lose their morals or whatever morals they thought they had. It might go out the window real quick if that check big enough.
It doesn't necessarily mean, though, if you're an OnlyFans creator, that you would cheat. And it depends. It's all circumstantial, and it's like, it depends. If she's sleeping with other people, I'm still talking. If she's sleeping with other people, then she's sleeping with other people on camera. But most of the OnlyFans creators that I've heard about, all their content is by themselves. So I don't think it directly means being an OnlyFans creator would.
All their content is by themselves from what you see, just what they're selling. That don't mean behind the scenes they not busting it down for the man that hit their line like, hey, I got 15,000, I'll fly you out. Let me get that. They're not showing you that. And best believe it happens. Trust me, it happens all the time. Don't be naive. I like the brother with the dreads because he's just keeping it real. He's just keeping it real, 100%.
Mean you're gonna cheat.
In the sense of someone who's posting pictures, she may not have just had someone in her life to tell her, like, hey, you should want to keep that for yourself.
Would she listen? Would she listen to that?
Would she listen? I grew up hearing that. I'm not on OnlyFans. We're speaking about me, but I'm just saying in general, some women who are in the sex culture, who are in pornography, there's the disconnect between self and
I know
sexuality.
a lot of women in that culture.
Do you think that feminism played a role in any of this?
The liberation of
Women.
free choice, do what you
Yes.
want.
Get
you
back
shouldn't
at
face
men.
repercussion. I wouldn't say get back at men per se, but I think it's.
But that's dangerous to say that's what feminism
not
is
about
about,
men.
and where it stems
Pretty
from.
much is today. It's pretty much they just want to be able to do whatever they want and have no consequences to their actions.
I think that's an umbrella.
Yeah, I feel like you cite a lot of things too that
Yeah, but he's saying a lot of real shit. Y'all just don't want to admit it. But that man ain't told a lie yet.
Don't really have backing as well, and you make a lot of broad statements.
They're true though.
I think feminism maybe played a part in it, but I don't think it's the reason why women are on OnlyFans.
I agree.
Right?
I think it's
I think it plays a big role.
No, it does. It does. I mean,
Women wanting independence, OnlyFans being the easy way
no,
out.
no, I agree. It's this whole idea that
10K
like
a month?
again, sexual revolution, capitalism. It's the fastest way to make money. Basically, prostitution is the oldest profession. I think
I was just about to solely because you brought up prostitution, but before now, women weren't allowed to have bank accounts. If you did not have a husband or a man taking care of you, what were you left with? I don't think that it's because of feminism.
Yeah.
We have to be very careful with how we're speaking about that term, although I know that there's a lot of controversial things about feminism, but I don't believe that OnlyFans is a result of feminism.
Yeah, I wasn't saying as a result. I was saying like it plays a majority.
Yeah, it stems from it. Feminism, it set the fire for all degeneracy shown by women in today's modern times. So if you have any common sense, you know it started with feminism, and then from that stemmed the OnlyFans, the hookup culture, the twerking online, the women want to be promiscuous like men, and so on, et cetera, et cetera. And that's not all women. I'm just speaking on the ones that are like that.
Prostitution is the oldest job in the world, then it predates feminism. So I would say, to your point, it is because social media has become such a way to earn money quickly that then prostitution has just evolved.
I would say that's all of that. I would say it's a combination of all of that, not just one or the other, but both.
Prostitution, I think before it was still kind of taboo. I don't know.
Yeah, it was. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to keep pausing so much. But yeah, prostitution was looked down upon. As of now, it's like it's celebrated. If somebody was a prostitute back in the day, you probably didn't know they was, or they was looked down upon. They was shamed. It wasn't 1 out of every 3 women or something. It might have been 1 out of every 500, 1 out of every 1,000. It wasn't something that they trophied.
OnlyFans is as taboo as like a traditional prostitute. When COVID started, I think like the amount of girls I knew who were just regular girls, like, oh, join my OnlyFans.
Hard times may leave you on the street.
Survival mode.
Yeah, survival. Honestly, it's just honestly, it was very dangerous to be a prostitute during COVID, and so all right, we're gonna try to do something that's.
Wait, so to get out of survival mode, shouldn't we be finding ways to get together so there's 2 incomes and not 1?
But you just said you wouldn't want to be with a woman that.
So maybe.
Is in survival mode.
Maybe don't join OnlyFans.
Yeah, he's not saying he don't want to be with a woman that's in survival mode, that's just a regular woman. He's saying, I don't want to be with a prostitute. I don't want to be with a girl who's specifically doing OnlyFans. Come on now, keep up.
But find someone to,
lower your standards. Like
they're not going to lower their standards.
Like
They shouldn't have to though.
You don't have to. No, you don't.
I mean, I wasn't talking about standards. I was just saying like perception's reality. And then when you see a bunch of people that just kind of see just a girl down the street starting an OnlyFans, and it probably doesn't go anywhere, but now like you've made this life decision and now everyone saw that, just makes you wonder where we are as a society.
Everything now is just oversharing.
Yeah. You gotta. I've seen that personally a lot, and it's like most women that hop on OnlyFans are not making a shit ton of money. You have some that's like the famous women. It's probably like 1% of them. Most of them ain't making even enough to survive just on a regular day-to-day basis to pay their rent. Yet they got on there. Excuse me. They got on there and they showed their body. They spreaded it open for the whole community in the street to see. Now you done tainted your image because that's on the internet forever. We can all see that. So say I was interested in you, and I'm like, damn, I think she dope. She cool. Somebody I might want to marry one day. Let me see if I can get to know her. The minute I see that, it's over with. It's dead. You just ruined that whole situation now. Just for a few measly amounts of dollars when you could have went and found a different profession and, put in a little bit of work somewhere else and made your money in a more respectable way. But now you just ruined your image and tainted yourself for a couple hundred. that you still can't support yourself. You still can't support your rent. You still can't pay your bills. Because most of the women are not making the buku amount of money on OnlyFans. So you got to really think about stuff like that before you make such a huge decision.
Culture, so I think, again, it's just like a natural, like, you know, people share every single sexual story, people share every single, like, whatever thing. So I think people are like, well, I'll just share my body, because that's the same as a story.
But do you guys feel like men play a role in women getting online and showing their body off?
Yes.
There's a market for it.
100%.
We play a role in what you do with your bodies?
You buy it.
We should take accountability of the fact that there are lonely men that are creating a market for this. Like, we can't complain about something that exists if there is a market for it. That said, though, I don't think we should take accountability for the fact that the men are lonely.
I have felt more judged by black people than any other race.
All right, we're going to stop it right there. Y'all let me know what y'all think as far as the entire conversation for both segments and both conversations. I'm going to have a link down below to the original video in the description. So if y'all want to check out the whole entire debate on Jubilee, I think it was a dope debate. I enjoyed reviewing this one. And y'all, please, if y'all messing with the channel, I appreciate all the support. Like the video. Leave your comment down below. Let me know what y'all think on the debate. Who was in the right, who was in the wrong, the black men or the black women. And, you know, appreciate y'all walking with me. Juan Ramon, Raw Reality Mindset. Until next time, I love y'all. Peace.
Gave you the real, but it's like you can't take the real of me. Don't bring them bad vibes, don't need you killing my energy. Can't fuck with you if you a fuck nigga, ain't feeling me. She try to ride a nigga way till the feel agree. Can't trust her soul, no, I can't fuck with none of my